The truth has a way of finding us even when we aren't looking for it. Sometimes it comes as a whisper, other times like a tidal wave that changes everything. For Olivia, the search for her origins was not just about curiosity, but about survival. She needed answers, answers hidden away in sealed records, locked behind bureaucracy, and buried beneath decades of secrecy. When she first reached out to DNAngels, she wasn't looking for family reunions or heartfelt embraces. She simply wanted to know her medical history. But what began as a quest for medical clarity quickly unraveled into a shocking truth, one that would challenge everything she thought she knew about herself. This is her story. Welcome back to Client Stories with DNAngels. I'm Brenda with Team Puerto Rico, and today I have an incredible story to share with you. It's a journey of persistence and the unshakable need for truth. When Olivia first reached out to DNAngels, she was at a crossroads. She had spent years caring for her elderly adopted mother, Margaret, who was battling dementia. As she watched her mother's health decline, she realized the urgency of understanding her own medical history. What conditions might she inherit? What genetic risks should she be aware of? She had no biological family to turn to for those answers. Her search led her to the courts, where she hoped to obtain her original birth certificate, OBC. But the process quickly turned into a frustrating maze of bureaucracy. We need the name of your biological mother to release your OBC, they told her. That's why I'm here, she explained. I don't know her name. Well, without a name, we can't provide the records. It was a maddening cycle. She needed the name to get the record, but the record was the only way to get the name. That's when she turned to us, DNAngels. Within days of analyzing her DNA, our team successfully identified her birth mother, Eleanor. At first, Olivia was thrilled. Finally, she had the name the courts had refused to give her. But as we dug deeper into her history, we uncovered a complex and emotionally challenging truth. Eleanor, who had been married at the time of Olivia's birth, had already raised 3 children before she was born. After placing Olivia for adoption, she remained with her husband Richard and went on to have 2 more children. Later in life, she remarried and had 2 additional children with her second husband, Thomas. The realization hit hard. Eleanor had kept and raised 7 other children, and Olivia was the only one given away. The weight of that knowledge was crushing. I don't understand, she whispered over the phone. Why me? Despite the painful revelation, she was determined to confirm the truth. She returned to the courts, armed with the name we had provided, and asked again for her records. This name does not match any birth records, they told her. It was as if the system itself was trying to erase her existence. Frustrated but not defeated, she came back to us. We brought in another genetic genealogist to verify our findings, and the results were the same. We had found her mother, and the courts were wrong. To remove any lingering doubts, Olivia reached out to one of her potential half-brothers, David, and convinced him to take a DNA test. The weeks waiting for the results were agonizing, filled with hope and dread in equal measure. When the results finally arrived, they confirmed what we already knew. David was her half-brother. He didn't lie. With irrefutable proof in hand, the question became, what now? David, though initially hesitant, agreed to speak with her, but he was guarded. What do you want to know? Olivia longed to ask 100 questions. Why was I the only one given away? Did my mother ever think about me? Do I look like her? But she sensed his hesitation and instead asked for something simpler, yet just as vital, her medical history. To her surprise, he provided it. The information that had been withheld from her for a lifetime was now finally in her hands. Then, in an act of unexpected kindness, David sent her something else, a photograph of Eleanor as a young woman. Seeing the image was overwhelming. She had spent her whole life wondering what her mother looked like, and now here she was. She had gone looking for medical records, but what she found was a connection she never thought she would have. For a time, that was enough. Something shifted over the months. Though none of her other siblings expressed interest in knowing her, David began to warm up to the idea of meeting her. 9 months after their first exchange, he reached out and invited her to meet his family. Not only did he want to see her, but he was bringing his wife Susan, his children, and his grandchildren as well. The reunion was emotional. They spent hours talking, laughing, and bridging the decades of separation. As they embraced, Olivia whispered something that struck a deep chord. I have people. For the first time in her life, she felt like she belonged somewhere. The journey had been long and difficult. Olivia had spent years feeling like an outsider, like a lost piece of a puzzle that didn't quite fit. Learning that her biological mother had chosen to keep her other children while giving her up had been painful, but she had found peace in understanding the truth. As time passed, Olivia continued to build a relationship with David and his family. Though some of the other siblings remained distant, she no longer felt alone. She had a family, maybe not the one she had imagined, but a family nonetheless. This story is a reminder that persistence matters. The truth is not always easy to find, but it is always worth the search. Have you ever faced an uphill battle just to claim something that was rightfully yours? How did you handle it? To show support for this incredible journey of discovery and resilience, leave a purple heart in the comments below. Let's stand together in celebrating the right to know where we come from. And if you or someone you love is searching for answers, DNA Angels is here to help. Visit DNAangels.org to start your journey today. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.